Israel summons Irish ambassador over tweet it alleges doesn't adequately condemn Hamas, with antisemitism rising as the Israel-Hamas war rages. Europe's Jews worry. An alliance of Myanmar ethnic groups claim capture of another big trade crossing at Chinese border. Today is Sunday, November 27th, 2023, and this is the Dunkley Report. Israel's foreign ministry says it will summon the Irish ambassador over a tweet celebrating the release of a 9-year-old girl from Hamas captivity. The ministry alleged that the post didn't adequately condemn the militant group. The Irish Prime Minister on Sunday lauded the release of Emily Hand. The Israeli-Irish girl's story has captivated both nations. The Irish leader tweeted that an innocent child who was lost has now been found and returned. The girl was initially believed to have been killed in the Hamas attack on southern Israel on October 7. Her father learned only a month ago that she was around 240 hostages taken by Hamas that day. Israel's foreign minister claimed the Irish Prime Minister's tweet played down the violent nature of what happened to the girl. Antisemitism is spiking across Europe after Hamas's Oct 7 massacre and Israel's bombardment of Gaza, worrying Jews from London to Geneva and Berlin. But Jewish people say in interviews that they don't need watchdog groups to tell them it's time for concern about their safety. They see a daily stream of reports about anti-Semitic incidents and intimidation. These include a riot at an airport in southern Russia, posters of Israeli hostages torn down, and chants among pro-Palestinian demonstrators that Jews hear as hateful calls for the destruction of Israel. Some of Europe's Jews say that forces a choice of whether to blend in better for now. An alliance of armed ethnic minority groups that launched a surprise offensive last month against Myanmar's military has seized a major trading gate on the country's northeastern border with China. A spokesperson for the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army said Sunday that it had captured a major trading post on Saturday in Muse Township along the Myanmar-China border in northern Shan State. It's the fourth border crossing seized by the alliance forces since the Arakan Army, the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, and the Taang National Liberation Army launched a coordinated offensive on Oct 27. They call themselves the Three Brotherhood Alliance. A lawyer for the Italian man extradited from Germany for the kidnapping and slaying, and his former girlfriend says he hasn't yet had the opportunity to speak with his client about the merits of the case that has gripped Italy. Lawyer Giovanni Caruso told reporters in Verona on Saturday evening after visiting Filippo Turetta in jail there that his client was disoriented. The lawyer also said that his client underwent a psychological evaluation to check if he was at risk for self-harm. Turetta will appear before an Italian judge on Tuesday. Turetta was flown by Italian Air Force plane from Germany, where he was arrested a week earlier on an international warrant issued in the slaying of Giulia Cecchettin. The energy used by cars and their CO2 emissions could have dropped by over 30% in the past decade if not for the world's growing taste for SUVs, a new report from the Global Fuel Economy Initiative suggests. Electric vehicles are a solution, but large gas-powered cars are incredibly popular, especially in the U.S., and their overall market share keeps growing. Large SUVs, like the Chevrolet Tahoe, Toyota Sequoia, or Nissan Armada, have highway fuel efficiency of just 28, 24, and 19 miles per gallon, respectively. Tens of thousands of people, including former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, have gathered in London for a march against anti-Semitism. The demonstration on Sunday came a day after large crowds turned out for a pro-Palestinian rally. Johnson was joined Sunday by the UK chief, Rabbi Ephraim Mervis, and others to express solidarity with the Jewish community. Organizers billed it as the largest gathering against anti-Semitism in London for decades. Marchers waved placards, reading "Never Again is Now," and "Zero Tolerance for Anti-Semites." The former leader of the far-right English Defence League was detained by police at the march. Greek police have arrested 6 individuals who they say are members of a large human trafficking gang that violently extorted money from migrants to assist them in crossing into neighboring Albania and travel to European Union countries to the north. Police said Sunday that a Syrian, a Palestinian, and 4 Iraqis were arrested. Saturday, at a village less than 10 kilometers, 6 miles, from the Albanian border. 7 more members of the gang had been arrested in the same area on Sept 28. 11 migrants had been found detained in shacks and abandoned military outposts at that time. The traffickers had tortured them to extort higher payments. No migrants were found this time. Police are looking for 7 other traffickers belonging to the same gang. Sierra Leone's president has declared a nationwide curfew after gunmen attacked the West African country's main military barracks in the capital, and then broke into detention centers and abducted or freed the occupants. The attack raised fears of a breakdown of order amid a surge of coups in the region. President Julius Maada Bio tweeted that the unidentified gunman attacked an armory in the capital Freetown early Sunday morning. Bio was re-elected for a second term in June in a disputed vote in which the main opposition party accused Sierra Leone's Electoral Commission of conspiring with his party to rig the results. Armed assailants seized and later let go a tanker linked to Israel off the coast of Yemen before being apprehended by the United States Navy. 2 ballistic missiles fired from Houthi-controlled Yemen then landed near a U.S. warship in the Gulf of Aden, raising the stakes amid a series of ship attacks linked to the Israel-Hamas war. Yemen's internationally recognized government blamed the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels for the attack, but the rebels in control of the capital, Sana'a, did not acknowledge either the seizure or the missile attack. The U.S. Central Command said Monday that there was no damage or reported injuries from either vessel. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is back on track as the militant group freed 17 more hostages. Those included 14 Israelis and the first American, a 4-year-old girl with dual Israeli citizenship. In turn, Israel released 39 Palestinian prisoners on Sunday. It's the third exchange under a 4-day truce deal. International mediators led by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar are trying to extend the ceasefire. Hamas, for the first time, says it will seek to extend the deal by looking to release a larger number of hostages. Israel says it is open to extending if more hostages are released. Today's news was reported by the Associated Press. This has been the international news for Sunday, November 27th, 2023. Thanks again for joining us here at the Dunkley Report.